So for some reason, I was mad enough to sit on the couch one night and just decide, you know what, I'm going to learn C++ and I'm going to build my own game engine from scratch. I don't know what possessed me to do such thing, but I love a new challenge, so let's get right into it. So I'm already like a month into development of this already, so what I'm going to do is just try to break down so far how far I've gotten, the obstacles I've come across. So very basic project, it's just done in VS Code, C++ 20. I'm just going to use SDL and just get as far as I can with making a 2D engine. So a bit of background for myself. I'm not a complete newbie. I've learnt C, C#, and a little bit of C++ in uni, as well as Python and other little bits and bobs. I've left uni to go straight into web development, so I've been a web developer for 7 to 8 years now. I've just done, PHP backend languages, JavaScript, all the frameworks, and I've done everything in web essentially for the longest time, and I just wanted to dip my toes right back into compiled languages because I kind of miss having the power behind writing machine code. So I think this was a great little kind of way for me to come back into that and have something visual behind it instead of it just being some kind of scripty kind of artisan piece. I thought a game engine I'd actually really love to do, and it'd keep inspiring me to push through to the end of it. So my first bit of work writing code with STL was great because I was really happy with rendering stuff to the screen, playing with rectangles, playing with the colors, and loading images, and that's when the research trap fell into place. So I heard about ECS and performance, and essentially I wanted my game engine to be the best it could be in the long term and not have any shortfalls from the initial development phase. So I fell into the trap of implementing things like an entity component system. I spent the first 2-3 weeks rewriting everything, building my own ECS from scratch. Because I was unfamiliar with C, that was quite a bit of a hurdle to get everything working properly, and not getting rogue pointers and not losing stuff off the stack, and actually understanding how to do that properly. But once I actually got past that big hurdle, everything fell into place. So I really liked how with ECS I could mentally picture creating games. For example, you could create an entity with certain components and then on the fly switch the components or alter the components data to change the properties of that entity. For example, in the game Abe's Odyssey, you can possess a slig. Player takes control of the slig, and with ECS you can mentally picture that essentially that slig has been given the player component, which you can now control that character via your input. So mentally visualizing how ECS would actually help you in developing a game is great, and I think the payoff is right there where you can actually see the usefulness of it, and you can kind of mentally understand as a developer how you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, and so forth. So it really appealed to me in that regard. So currently my ECS implementation isn't fully complete because essentially I can only create and insert entities. I need to do some additional work to allow entities to be deleted or updated, But for now, just having that base ECS system implemented allows me to do so much. So what I'm going to move on to next is things like collision detection with AABB, raycasting, physics, detached input system and events, camera system, tile maps and level importing and that sort of thing. So the whole approach to this engine is ad hoc, where I'm learning and developing functionality a step at a time, because I'm completely doing this in my spare time outside of responsibilities. So having small chunks of things to tiptoe ahead with is brilliant. So I'll be using these videos as a kind of milestone between all them little features. So yeah, that's it for now.